Okay, welcome back. I'm Tonya from Tonya's Witchy Kitchen. How are you this evening? I'm not too bad. Actually, didn't think I'd be able to video this because this morning I was in the garden. Excuse me. It's allergies. So we've been gone for a week and my garden is totally, overgrown. And so I was in there quite a while this morning, back and forth, and all of a sudden I had this sneezing fit and it wouldn't stop, it wouldn't quit. I think I don't know if you can see that, but I think I blew a blood vessel out of my eyeball. It's kind of red. They were red, it looked bad, so I think we can do this. If I start sneezing, well, we might have to do it another day. But anyway, it is another episode of Tonya's Witchy Kitchen Tea Time. Yeah, it started with, my brother had me watch this episode of Doug and Stacy and their Haymakers Punch. And I was like, oh, okay, this is really cool. And the minute she said the word, is it Switchel? Switchel? I got too many notes, you guys. Where are my notes? Yeah, Switchel. I was like, wait a minute, I've been researching this. Like, I know what this is. This is crazy. But I was on like a different, same spectrum, but just different thing. And I'm like, this is a shrub. Oh my gosh, right? So that's what we're doing today. We're going to talk about shrubs. Not the bushy outside kind either. So 3 things. We'll get started. Dream big, be true to you, and you are worth it. So Doug and Stacy's, I will link all these below, okay? There's quite a few for you to look at and try and decide your favorite. So Doug and Stacy's Haymakers Punch takes about 24 hours to make, which isn't bad at all. It's not as fermented as the other ones. Then there's one from foodall.com that takes about 2 weeks but has a lot of steps, but I bet it comes out with really good results. The peach oxymel that I use in the dressing recipe, I will post a link to it. It does have fruit. It does have the honey. She calls it an oxymel, but, I don't know. I think everybody just throws them around loosely. The switchel, shrub, oxymel, we'll get into that. The one I did was from Mountain Rose Herbs. Okay? I will link them all below, and what a switchel is. Okay? So it, yeah, that's how it all got started, was with my brother and watching the video and So anyway, the Arabic word sharaba means to drink a beverage, or it also means a syrup. Anyways, a shrub is a zingy drinking vinegar with fruit and herbs and a sweetener. It's basically soaking and fermenting, lots of fermenting, fruits and juices and vinegar to make a sweet and tangy syrup. It's basically like an herbal sports drink. I wonder if I can get my son hooked on this. Yeah, it does quench your thirst and cools you down, which is why the Haymakers Punch, comes with the philosophy they drank it in the fields because they were hot, quenched their thirst. Actually, the Babylonians used vinegar to fortify their water. And in the school of Hippocrates, they would use vinegar in drinks to help with coughs, which is great. In the 1700s, much closer to our time, it was a way to preserve the fruits and the herbs that they had for long journeys. They didn't have a fridge. They didn't have the cooler that plugged in either. It helped them to last longer, and it helped with spoilage. It made the medicinal remedies, yeah, great, I have to do it tonight, but I can't read tonight, remedies to taste better. Incidentally, tasted too good led to the drinks being made in bars and saloons across the Old West. Full of healthy probiotics, digestive enzymes, great for your gut health, like super great for gut health. Health benefits of these vinegar drinks, really quick. from a properly fermented shrub. So the Haymakers Punch, I'm not sure. The only fermented part in there is the vinegar. So if you use apple cider vinegar, I'd say yeah, because that's fermented. If you use a white wine vinegar and then sugar, I'm gonna say it's not as beneficial, but you still get benefits. Come on, right? Okay, 1, apple cider vinegar is full of acetic acid bacteria, like yogurt and kefir. If you're gonna do a cocktail, okay, there is an argument that it contains less probiotics because of the alcohol in it, but no scientific proof. Probiotics, AA bacteria stabilize digestion and soothe allergies. Maybe that's what helped because I was drinking a lot of it today. More vitamins and minerals and easier absorption for them. Healing properties, polysaccharides, volatile oils, healing compounds of food. Anything that you include will be preserved. All those healing benefits, okay, are preserved. The vinegar just sucks them out of the plant material. If you put pineapple in there, it contains bromelain. If you put rosemary, it contains rosmarinic acid, which is a huge antioxidant. We're going to talk about that in a little bit too. It's a digestive tonic, helps with allergies, possible food, pollen, dust. And now it's, dust. It's a cancer protective, type 2 diabetes support, weight management, and it's antimicrobial. Isn't that awesome? All from a fermented vinegar. Okay, so the one we are doing, we are using Tulsi or holy basil, not sweet basil. It's a cousin to sweet basil, but Tulsi. So we're gonna go through this. A drinking vinegar versus an oxymel. Okay? Oxymel means acid honey. It's infused vinegar with honey on a 1-to-1 ratio. So if you have one, so this is the basic. If somebody calls it an oxymel and it's not, don't worry about it, okay? It's a 1-to-1 ratio of 1 part vinegar, and it could be infused vinegar. I said infused, right? Yeah, I did, okay. Infused vinegar with the same amount of honey. So fire cider is an oxymel, if you know what that is. Even though, yeah, okay. Drinking vinegar and oxymel, both are acid and a sweetener. The drinking vinegar, you can have any type of sweetener. The oxymel is usually honey only. The switchel is molasses only. Interesting. Haymakers Punch, she says to use all of them and rotate them, which I think is a fabulous idea. So switchel is very similar to the Haymakers Punch. It's apple cider vinegar, ginger root, and molasses. The drinking vinegar is a 1-to-1 typically ratio. 1 part fruit, 1 part sugar, 1 part vinegar, fruit and herbs, okay? But you do you, because this is huge, you guys, because it's basically not what can you put into it, it's what can't you put into it. Like, there's so many formulations that you could possibly do. It's endless. You just need the vinegar. Okay, strawberries to pineapple, like any fruit, literally any fruit. Golden tomatoes, beets, you can put veggies, you guys. Lavender, mint, cardamom, parsley. You can make a single concoction, you can make a blended concoction, okay? Fruits plus herbs, plus a juice, plus sweetener. So the juice they talk about, it's after, like when you drink it. We use a cold process. You don't boil any of the liquid. It's not a tea, okay? Vinegars to use. Raw apple cider vinegar obviously is the greatest choice, best choice, okay? But you don't have to. The nice thing about the apple cider vinegar is the fermentation. It has the mother in it. It's got mom. So it's the most healthy for you. To make the drink zingy. You can also use other vinegars. Champagne vinegar, white wine, balsamic. Balsamic you want to watch because it's kind of got its own flavor. It might overpower what you're putting in it, so be careful. Just make sure it's 5% acidity, okay? There are people that make their own apple cider vinegar and they don't know what the acidity is. I think in that case, it's okay. But if you're buying one from the store, make sure it's 5% acidity. Sweeteners. Honey is the most healthy, obviously. But there's preferences, there's opinions, and there's diets. You do you. This is a great thing because you get to do what you want and put in what you like. So, if you can go organic, white sugar, brown sugar, powdered sugar, agave, maple syrup, molasses. You know, if you're gonna do the cocktail mocktail thing, the sugar actually works better. Okay? Can you drink it as it is? Absolutely. You don't have to drink it you don't have to add juice and stuff. You can just go in the fridge and, you know, throw a shot in your coffee cup when it's empty and take a swig. Very, very, totally fine. Totally fine, if you can handle it. I like it that way, personally. Tried freezing it as ice cubes. Didn't work so well. It doesn't like to freeze. I'm not sure why. So anyway, on to the next step. I think the next step, oh, we're talking about holy basil. I'm telling you guys, I'm going back to school with this crap. I have more research notes than I did in school. Okay, holy basil. Tulsi. It's mostly from India. They've used it for the last thousands of years. It's their sacred healing plant. This Amrita type, I've only found in one place. They say it's the most potent, okay? Krishna and Rama. Rama is the second most potent, and Krishna is the best if you're just drinking the tea, if you just prefer tea. They're from the mint family. Interesting, huh? They like to hybridize, so if you have two types here, you know, like the mints, they'll intertwine, they'll make a, you know, kind of a similar one. Cousin to the sweet basil, you know, that's culinary. We use the leaf, the flower tops, and the roots. Powdered roots. It's a warm and drying herb. In Western medicine, we basically type it as an adaptogen, meaning it reduces the damaging effects of stress, both physical and emotional, which I really, 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 really need. Actually, so if you have, if you get a lot of heartburn, which acid reflux kind of, take a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. It's amazing what it does. Yep. Okay. Sorry. A rant. Okay. It's a huge antioxidant. It helps with the aging process, heart disease, cancers, arthritis, diabetes, and dementia. This is all Tulsi. Okay. Not just the vinegar. I went through the vinegar, the fermented. Okay. It's also an expectorant. Great for lung health. Anti-inflammatory through many parts of the body. So it doesn't singular out just like the blood vessels or the brain tissue or it's all throughout the body. Heart health, normalizes blood pressure and blood sugars, and helps get rid of LDLs, which is the bad cholesterol. We talked about this, wasn't it in the mint video? I think so. I wasn't planning that it correlated, you guys. It just came up. Digestion, sickness, cough, cold, flu, fever, viral and fungal infections. So like, you know, herpes. It's a great pain reliever. Great pain reliever. So all types of the holy basil contain a eugenol, which give it the clove-like smell. And it also has rosmarinic acid. I wrote the way to say it there. Which deals with anxiety. Huge help with depression and anxiety. So mental clarity and soothes the nervous system. 1 cup of tea in the morning can help you quit coffee. And it also reduces anxiety. It's generally regarded as safe. Okay, there's just a few things that just to be aware of. It can have a slight anti-fertility effect on men and women. Slight, and I mean, I don't know how much you're drinking, okay? So if you're trying to conceive, maybe cut down.
Is that a Sharpie? Like a white Sharpie?
Sorry. Okay, 2, don't take with warfarin. It's a drug, okay? Just if you're on it, don't take it. If you are trying to control your diabetes using Tulsi, and you're on insulin to do this, you need to work with your doctor to adjust the levels of insulin while you are taking Tulsi. Okay? How do you trust your doctor? Do you know if you have a good doctor or not? Ask him if he gets kickbacks off pharmaceutical prescriptions. If they tell you no, they're full of crap. I know, because my husband was on humongous amounts of pain medicine, like, oh, he called them M&Ms. Yeah. But anyway, that was a long time ago. And we asked his pain doctor about it, and he's like, oh yeah. He says any doctor that tells you they don't, they're full of it. So we are going to the kitchen, and we are going to make our shrub. It's the Tulsi strawberry shrub. I will put the recipe in the comments. I do run through it, but I will put it down there. I will put all of them down there. We're going to do the shrub. We're going to do a salad dressing. And we're going to make a mocktail because I couldn't handle a cocktail today. Okay, let's go to the kitchen. Okay, and to the shrub, you need a nice clean glass jar. I gotta find my notes. I feel like I'm back in school, guys, some days. And you can use thawed frozen strawberries or regular strawberries. I used frozen strawberries. And you just kind of want them 1 cup, mash them on the bottom of the jar. Here is my organic Rama Tulsi. Love my Tulsi. So I used a 1/2 cup of Tulsi. And for this, I'm using cane sugar. You do what you like, okay? Put that in the Tulsi in the bottom of the jar. The sugar is for later, okay? Don't put the sugar in right away. We talked vinegars in the intro. I used apple cider vinegar, rice vinegar, red wine, white wine, to a total of 3 cups of vinegar. Okay, and then make sure you use a plastic lid with wax paper. You're going to leave it on the counter for 2 weeks and shake it daily. Don't leave it in the sun. I was just showing you that. This is mine. Okay, I made 2. About halfway through the process, okay? But shake it daily, 3-4 times a day, whatever you think, and leave it on the counter for 2 weeks. This is what it looks like after 2 weeks. Yeah, it's kind of gross. But that's because the strawberries have given up all their color and flavor into the vinegar. So you want a strainer with a double layer of cheesecloth, and don't squeeze it out. Yeah, for whatever reason, this recipe says do not squeeze your cheesecloth and squeeze all the vinegar out. It says just let it drip for like a half an hour to get most of it through, okay? And that is my beautiful vinegar shrub. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay, continuing on with the syrup, measure how much liquid you have. And I added 2 cups of my sugar. You can add up to the equal amount of your shrub. A little tip, if you heat the vinegar before you add the sugar, it does dissolve better. And then just whisk it really well till it's all dissolved. And this is mine, mostly dissolved. And then taste it, and you can add more sugar if you need to. I put mine in this cute little juice jar. Don't forget to label it. It lasts 6 months in the fridge. Here's a peach shrub Oxymel. people are really, I think people have just combined everything, okay? I will post a link to this recipe below. This is what we're going to make our salad dressing with. So this is basil right there. It's 1 part of my peach shrub, okay? Don't get confused. It's really easy, and it's 2 parts oil. So I used 1 tablespoon shrub, 2 tablespoons olive oil. Put them in a little baby jar. Any herb you prefer. Like, you guys, you have so much freedom on what you want to do with this. And a little salt and pepper to taste. That's all I did. Shake it up really, really well. Like, you know, in the jar, shake it up really well. Toss it over a salad. I used lettuce and beet leaves and dandelion leaves. Okay, into the cocktail mocktail. Clean jar. I got my lemon juice. You need juice of half a lemon. Remember, mine's all ice cubes. And you want 2 to 4 tablespoons of the strawberry shrub that we made. I decided to do a mocktail because I wasn't going to sit and giggle on the couch all afternoon because I had too much to do today. And squirt was the absolute only thing I could find to put in it. So you see, it's the possibilities are endless. And you just top it off with the squirt. You can freeze this, you know, so you can keep it longer if you want. But it doesn't freeze the greatest. I'll show you what it looks like. Yeah, they don't come out very well. But you can freeze them like a slush and use them that way. So there you go. Tonya's Witchy Kitchen tea time. I hope you had a good time. Thank you for stopping by. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.